This is the Rangers POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Texas Rangers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, after 3 straight heartbreaking losses, the Rangers did something different today. They got it over early. They put us out of our misery early, so we wouldn't be heartbroken at the end. I don't say that with any sarcasm or snarkiness or anything like that. Just as I've been saying now, it's just tough to see. Tough to see a team that you care about and that you think is a lot better than what they're showing and how they're playing. You're hearing everybody now kind of in unison saying the same thing that we have been saying here in this space, and that is just the offense. What happened to the offense? And then, when the offense finally starts to do a little bit better, now the pitching is just completely crumbling, and the bullpen. So anyway, very, very tough one today from the get-go. Rangers get blown out by the Blue Jays 14. I wish it was 4. 14-2. 2 touchdowns on week 2 of the preseason. The Blue Jays scored more than the Cowboys did tonight. 14-2. And it's the 3rd straight series now that the Rangers have lost, and they are 4-11 since the MLB trade deadline. Remember, gosh, doesn't seem that long ago when things were looking up and we thought this team was ready to make a run. Not the case. All right, let's get right to it, and here we go. Welcome into the Rangers POSTCAST, your team every day, and in our case, your team every single game. My name is Jeff Biggs, longtime host and reporter. Thank you for waiting and putting up with me with my double duties today, and thank you for watching Locked On Sports Rangers, your destination after every single game. And of course, you can also find us on the Locked On Rangers podcast feed. That is where you'll find the great work of Bryce Paterick every single day. And I know Bryce will have, unfortunately, he'll have a lot to say, but it's going to be tough for him to have to talk about this weekend. All right, let's get to it. Here we go.
This is what you'll be talking about.
All right, well, it's been a long day. Like I said, thank you for hanging with me. And as I said, after the latest heartbreaking loss last night, I think we were all kind of wondering, okay, how would this Rangers team respond with a day game today in Toronto and another sellout crowd at the Rogers Center? By the way, really quickly, 2 really quick personal Rogers Center memories. I mean, since we have a minute here and the game's been over for a while, I've shared before, I've been really blessed. God has really blessed me with a lot of cool things. So one of my highlights was, for any of you rock band fans, when I was in junior high, I wanted to be a drummer. I play the drums. I'm just not great at it, but I really wanted to. And then when I was in junior high, Rush came out with the album Moving Pictures, and there's the song YYZ, and I couldn't play like Neil Peart. I tried, but I just was not that fast, and I could not do the quadruplets with the bass drum. But anyway, the late great Neil Peart. Anyway, one of my Rogers Center highlights was I got to shag fly balls in Toronto at the Rogers Center with Geddy Lee and his son. we got to spend the day in the outfield and right field at Rogers Center, shagging fly balls. And for me, at that point, having seen them before I got sober, and it was really cool, really great guy, and that was a thrill. And then in '93, I covered the Blue Jays Phillies World Series, and I was literally on the field in Toronto as Joe Carter was rounding third base after hitting the home run off of Mitch Williams. I was on the field before he even got to home and covering that. And so that was that Blue Jays team that went back to back. A lot of great characters on that team. Dave Stewart being one of them. And anyway, so I was thinking about that today watching the game. All right, so for the Rangers, instead of a blown save or another late inning collapse, the Rangers got this one over early. The Blue Jays deep sixth, Patrick Corbin in the bottom of the second with that 3-run blast from the straw that broke the Rangers' back today, Miles Straw. The Blue Jays' number 8 hitter had the game of his career, first multi-home run game of his career. The Rangers did avoid the shutout. They got the RBI single in the top of the third from Jake Berger. He was back in there. Miles Straw, though, would stir it up again with a 2-run homer in the bottom of the third. And then in the bottom of the fifth, Toronto tacked on 3 more runs, including a home run from Dalton Varsho to make it 11-1. The 11 runs given up by Patrick Corbin and John Gray, who, I could be wrong, but it seems like every outing of late that he's had, he'll give up a home run early and then he'll settle down. But he still gives up the home run. It feels like there's been a whole bunch of those. So that 5th inning, by the way, if the game would have gone just a little bit faster, I almost made it. I almost was able to get this show in there before the Cowboys pregame show. Like 5 minutes. That 5th inning took like an hour. I mean, they should have called it after the 5th inning. I mean, it was that bad. 11-1. The only thing worse than that was seeing Rowdy Tellez pitch in the 7th. I'm not banging him. I'm not even going to get upset at Bochy, but I said this before, and I won't go there. I just think having position players pitch in a big league game is just, it's embarrassing. It's a disgrace to the game. And I'm sorry. You can disagree with me. I already get a ton of critical comments and hate comments anyway, even though, I try to love everybody and be kind to everybody. It's just the world that we live in. But I just don't like it. I don't like it. It's just not good. I think it's weak, and I think it's really, really bad for the game. That's me. Anyway, Tellez gave up the 3-run home run, but then he got out of it. 14-1 at that point. Props to Jake Berger getting another RBI single in the 9th, and that was your ball game. 14-2 tomorrow in the finale. Big bounce back start for Nathan Eovaldi as the Rangers try to avoid the sweep. 8 of 9 they have now lost, and they'll try to end the series with a win against the top team in the American League right now, the Blue Jays. All right, quick time out when we come back. I'm going to look at your comments. I know we have people that have come back live. Thank you. God bless you sincerely. Not an ego thing. I just was doing double duty tonight. I'll be back right after the game tomorrow and the rest of the road trip. But thank you, and wish it was after a win. Wish we were talking about a win and not another blowout loss. Back with more after this. This is the Rangers Postcast. All right, well, sometimes if you're doing double duty or maybe you're playing a lot of golf, right? You need to fuel up and turn it up with 5-Hour Energy Transfusion. It brings the bold grape, ginger, and lime flavor of your favorite golf drink, minus the alcohol, into a quick, energizing shot. Now, whether you're sinking birdies or just making memories with friends, this one is a hole-in-one for your energy game. Let's be honest, some days on the course or off it, you just need that little extra boost to stay sharp and energized. Golf is all about good times with good people and good flavors, of course, and a grape ginger lime flavor gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without chasing down the bev cart. So right now, if you go to 5hourenergy.com today, that is the number 5hourenergy.com, you can use my promo code LOCKEDONGolf to receive 20% off your first or your order, one order. The offer is only valid until September 30th on one order and cannot be used with other promotions. The code is not good with subscription orders. So whether you're meeting up with friends or trying to turn 18 holes into 36, get the energizing boost you need to power through. Order transfusion flavored 5-Hour Energy shots today. And as you know, if you've ever wondered or you're thinking about this, glad that we can get into it. I'm just waiting for this to load up here. There we go. Most people can't name all their financial accounts or even what they're worth, whether it's 401ks, properties, or investments. And when you don't have the full financial picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. That's why there is Monarch Money. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or your phone. Monarch does the heavy lifting for you. You can link all your accounts in minutes. You can see clear data visuals, get smart categorization of your spending, and you can finally feel like you're in control of your money without ever touching a spreadsheet. So don't let financial opportunity slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code LOCKEDONMLB. Okay, we are back. Welcome back to the Cowboy Squad Show. One positive note, and that is that Marcus Semien had the x-rays, and his x-rays were negative. So that's good. Don't know if he'll be back tomorrow, but that would have been really bad. Okay, let's get right to your comments via the RCC, the Rangers comment crew. And again, thank you to those of you that have come back and are still up with us tonight. And again, we'll do it again tomorrow live right after the game. Big-eared rat says this team is a dog. Beagle up. Train guy says, on the bright side, I don't have to go to games and worry about making the playoffs. Peagle up. Resplendent Ace says, did Langford offend the order of umpires or something? Al says, stick a fork in them. Mother Pig says, first time I've changed the channel all year, turned it off in the second inning to watch reruns of Dr. Phil. Texas Rangers Rich says, I'll spend the rest of the season pulling for the Mariners to knock off the Astros. Alf says, still a diehard fan regardless. Rangers fan until I die. Appreciate you. And thank you, Alf. I'm here with you too. Hope you and Shirley are having a good weekend. And hopefully we can get you back on tomorrow. The championship games, TCG says 38 left after today. I'm predicting the Rangers to go 38-0. I love it. I love it. Let's do it. That would be great. Now that would be fun. That would be that would be a ride. Soldier X says safe to say this team has quit. Time to shut down DeGrom and Eovaldi. Let the young guys get the playing time. What a nightmare season. Noah Day says this team is making me sick to my stomach. It's hard to believe that this team won the World Series 2 years ago. Isaac Harlan, there's Isaac, says this season is over. I'm glad I haven't watched any of the series as I've been at an event, which is way funner than the Rangers are right now. Paul says pulling. Paul Wilson, hi Paul. Paul says pulling for the Mariners to knock off the Astros works for me, hoping for a Milwaukee-Seattle series. Boy, I'll tell you what, watching the Brew Crew, they are playing great. You hope that they're not peaking too soon. And to your point about, the 2023 team and the clubhouse, Sean McFarland did a little write-up on that, and basically they've pretty much they've said everything that can be said, and it is what it is. It is what it is. They know what needs to be done. They know they're not doing it. Bruce Bochy has done his part. At the end of the day, when the players take the field, they have to find a way to win games, and they're just not doing that. This is just not their year. So, we'll talk a lot as we get towards the end of the season. One other note, too, just saw this from Sean. Apparently, the Rangers put John Gray on waivers, and nobody claimed him. So they're going to keep him. So you've heard that before. Teams will put pretty much everybody on waivers at this time of the year. And the reason why they do that is just to kind of gauge what interest there is. If let's just say hypothetically that they put Corey Seager on waivers and the Mariners claimed him, the Rangers would obviously pull that back and take it back, which is what they can do. But every once in a while, like with John Gray, it's an opportunity for you to put a guy out there. And maybe if you're looking to maybe unload a guy because of his contract, or maybe you're trying to see what you can get in return without going public or without making calls, it's a way to kind of gauge where a player is in the market and what their value is. And so they put John Gray out there, and as of now, with the money that he's owed and how he's performing, nobody wanted him. So he is going to stay with the Rangers, at least for now. John Mark says, well, that's all, folks. Ken Struck says the offense didn't come along this year. No, they did not. Mark says the Rangers have hit rock bottom. Let's see. Jim Rockford says, now the championship looks so fake. Lucky these guys suck as hitters, not Seager. No, I don't think you can take. I don't think you can take the championship or look bad on that or criticize that. Look, it's all about the season. I mean, what the Mariners are doing this season offensively, will they be able to do that again, and will they be able to repeat that? We'll see. Um, Look at the Dodgers and all their great players. I mean, they're struggling right now, although they've won the last two against the Padres. But point is there's no. That's the one thing about baseball is there's no guarantee every season where you're going to get everything clicking. How many times do you see, a team will come back and the offense will be good, but their bullpen blows up, or they lose a guy and they just don't have the rotation, or, it's like whack-a-mole, and trying to get all three lined up perfectly in one season. It's not easy. That's why it's so hard to win. And literally, and you'll see, there will be upsets in the playoffs. And when you get to the postseason, regular season doesn't mean anything. It's literally a crapshoot most of the time. So I'm not gonna bang them for. I mean, that 23 team, they earned it. They did what was in front of them, and they played well. So a couple more here, and I got to go, guys. I'm sorry. We'll do it again tomorrow. Let's see. We got Crimson Guard says something wrong in the Rangers clubhouse. Yeah. Also, today's fans here nervous about going against the Uvalde tomorrow. One of the best in the game. Yeah, although he did not look good last time out. It's one thing about baseball when there is, really hardcore pressure and expectation to win. It's hard. It's a tough game already, and then when you start piling on pressure, it can really make things get ugly in a hurry. TCG says, don't be nervous. Our bullpen will blow the game anyway. All right. Guys, hey, thank you to everybody for getting in. One more. Miles says, Miles, hopefully Bieber gives us a 6-man rotation. We'll see how that goes. Let me see. I'm just checking something really quick. I'm multitasking here. Hold on. Hang with me. I'm going to be with you though live tomorrow, and we'll do that after the game, the finale. I'm just checking one thing really, really quick. Okay. All right, guys. Hey, thank you for getting in today and tonight. Appreciate you very much. Enjoy your Sunday tomorrow, and we'll be on after the game live. Appreciate your support, and for everybody getting in, especially coming back late, first class by you. And hopefully, I said this now for a week. Once it gets to a point where, everybody says unequivocally, the Rangers are dead, maybe when that pressure is off, maybe they'll loosen up and play better, and at least have some good wins down the stretch, just for fun, to play spoiler. We'll see. And I mean, that that sounds stupid even saying it. I'm just trying to find something positive to look forward to as we wrap up. And I still think this team is better than what we've seen. I really do. It's just, I'm like in denial. I don't want to believe that they could be this bad and collapse the way that they have, and yet they did, and they have. All right, final score today: the Blue Jays blow out the Rangers 14-2. We'll do it again tomorrow. Thank you for being with us. Have a great night and a great Sunday. Love you guys. This has been the Rangers Postcast.